welcome back to my channel for this new series. This is slightly stronger than the gentle flow series, but still fun. So come all the way down to your child's pose to start off with, sinking your hips down. And we're going to take some slow, deep breaths here. So inhale and exhale. This series is all around improving your posture, so it will get slightly more challenging each week, but I've chosen to improve your posture for January because we use this time of year to focus on our goals and our intentions for the year. And naturally, when we improve our posture, we feel more confident. And when we feel more confident, we're likely to go for those opportunities and follow through with those goals that we really, really want for the year. So when you're ready, shift the weight all the way forwards and come to a tabletop position. Walk your hands all the way forward and we're going to sink the chest down all the way to the mat. So you want to send your chest to the floor, stretching the arms out in front of you, and if you can, take your chin to the floor. Use your breath to help you with this pose because it can be quite strong. And be mindful that this is the first position, so it might feel a little bit sticky. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, come all the way back up to your tabletop position. Wrists underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. And inhale to arch the back and look up for your cat-cow. And then exhale, round the back and look to the navel. Inhale, arch the back, look up. And then exhale, round the back, look to the navel. Inhale, look up, really pushing away from the floor, and then exhale, round the back. Inhale one more time, and then tuck the toes under on the exhale and send the hips back to downward facing dog. Pedal the knees here just because it's our first one, and just wake up the hamstrings. You can push through the shoulders here if that feels nice. Really make sure you spread your fingers here to help you push into the position. Take one more breath. Come to a static downward facing dog, and we're going to take some spinal waves here just to move through the spine. On the inhale, you're going to slowly round the spine all the way forwards, shifting the weight into a high plank. We're going to take an anterior tilt, so stick the bum out, and then we're going to send the hips back and ripple the spine. So take the lower, middle, and then upper back until you're in downward facing dog again. We're going to do that 2 more times. So shift the weight all the way forwards, rounding the back to high plank. Take an anterior tilt, stick the bum out, and then take your lower, middle, and upper back to downward facing dog. And then 1 more time in your own time. Meet back in your static downward facing dog, pushing the heels to the floor and really spreading the fingers here. Staying here for 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and walk the feet all the way forwards to the front of the mat, coming into your ragdoll position. Palms can touch the floor, you can bounce here, you can just hang. Take out any tension out of your neck, your shoulders, your lower back. This should feel quite nice. We're going to clasp your hands behind the head, and then we're going to bend the knees and really gently roll all the way up to a standing position. Keep the hands clasped and take a back bend here, and then we're going to round all the way forwards and down, keeping the head tucked in, coming down to our forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. Release the palms to the floor and come up to a halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale, plant the palms down and step back to plank. Knees can come down for your chaturanga all the way down, and then inhale, roll forward, coming through to your cobra position. Exhale, send the hips back to downward facing dog, and we're going to take our left hand here and reach it all the way through to your right calf, or if you can reach your right ankle, for a twist. Come back to normal downward facing dog, And then take your right arm all the way through and over to your left calf or your left ankle. And really pull yourself through here to stretch the back. And then come back to downward facing dog for one breath here. On the next inhale, we're going to bend the knees and we're going to jump or step to the front of the mat, coming up to a halfway lift. Exhale, send the palms to the floor for a forward fold. And then inhale, clasp the hands behind the head, gently roll all the way up to your standing position. Release the palms by your side and take one deep breath, really pressing the heels into the ground here and spreading the toes out. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms, come to chair pose. Exhale, send the palms down to the floor for your forward fold. Inhale, come up to a halfway lift with a flat back. And then exhale, plant the palms to the floor, step back to plank. Lower the knees or keep the knees straight for chaturanga, and then roll all the way forwards to your upward facing dog. Exhale, send the hips back for downward facing dog. Bend the left knee, plant the left foot between the palms, and then take the right knee down. Inhale, come up, and then exhale, sink the hips down deeper for your low lunge, really stretching out that right hip flexor. Inhale, come slightly up, plant the palms down on the exhale, and step back to high plank. Lower for chaturanga, and then inhale, roll forward for upward facing dog, thighs off if you can. Exhale, send the hips back for down dog, and then bend the right knee, planting the right foot between the palms, taking the left knee down. Inhale to come up, and then exhale, sink the hips down deeper to feel it in your left hip flexor. Inhale, come slightly up, and then exhale, plant the palms to the floor, step back to high plank, lower for chaturanga, and then roll forward on the inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, send the hips back for downward facing dog for just one breath. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, and either step or jump in between the palms to the top of the mat, coming to halfway lift. And then exhale, fold all the way down to the floor, palms to floor. And then inhale, sweep the arms, come to chair pose. Exhale, standing tall in your Tadasana mountain pose. Really press your feet into the floor here. And then on the inhale, we're going to sweep the arms, come to chair pose. And we're just going to hold it for one breath. Squeeze your core, tuck your tailbone in, and really pull the shoulders back. Inhale, clasp the hands behind you, pulling the shoulders back, slight back bend. And then on the exhale, fold all the way down and forward, belly on thighs if you can, for a forward fold. Pull the shoulders down here, really stretching out the front of the shoulders. Inhale to release the palms, and then exhale, plant them to the floor and step back to your high plank. We're going to lower all the way down to the floor here, slow chaturanga. And then take your fingertips wide, so they're on the outside of the mat, and we're going to ripple all the way up. So take your lower back first, upper back, and then your head is the last thing that comes up. Slowly roll all the way down with your lower belly first, then your chest, and then your head to the floor. Inhale, lower belly up, middle, head, and then exhale, belly down, chest down, head down. Take one more ripple here. Take the palms underneath the shoulders and tuck the toes under. And then you're going to push all the way up to your high plank. Use all your strength and then send your hips back for downward facing dog. Take one deep breath here. And then on your next inhale, we're going to take the left leg to the sky. We're going to bend the left knee and we're going to open the left hip. Really pull your heel to your bum here. And then we're going to bring the left knee to chest, plant the left foot between the palms, and on the inhale, come all the way up to high lunge. We're going to cactus the arms here on the exhale, really pull the shoulders back and take it to a back bend. Inhale, bring the arms back up, And then exhale, sink the hips down deeper and cactus the arms, really pulling the shoulders back. Inhale, come back up to center with the arms straight above your head. And then on the exhale, we're going to rotate them towards the left side. Keep your legs strong and pick a focal point. Arms in one equal line. And then we're going to plant the right palm to the floor. Keep the left arm overhead so they're in one straight line. Shift the weight into the right palm and peel the left foot off, taking it all the way round to your side plank. Send the hips up higher and push the floor away from you. Slowly take the left leg off, keeping strong and stable. Bend the left knee, and we're going to step it all the way back to our wild thing. Sweep the arms all the way over, really opening the chest. Then flip back over, planting the left palm to the floor, bring the left knee into your chest. Exhale, send the left leg all the way back for your three-legged dog. We're going to keep that left leg off here, and on the inhale, shift to high plank. Exhale, plant the left leg down, lower for chaturanga, and then inhale, thighs off, roll all the way forward to upward facing dog. Exhale, send the hips back for downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, lift the right leg, bend the right knee and stack it all the way over onto the left hip, really opening the hips here. Bring the right knee into your chest and plant the right foot in between the palms, coming up to your high lunge on the other side. Strong legs here, and we're going to cactus the arms on the exhale, taking them all the way out to the side, pulling the shoulders back. Inhale, bring the arms back to center, and then exhale, sink the hips deeper and cactus the arms. Further back bend if you can. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, rotate the arms towards the right side. Really strong legs here. And then we're going to plant the left palm to the floor, keeping the right arm in a straight line. Then shift the weight into the left palm, peel the right foot off and stack one on top of the other for your side plank. Lift the right leg off if you can, picking your focal point. And then bend the right knee, and we're going to step it all the way back to our wild thing. Sweep the arms all the way up and over, really open the chest. This is a really lovely stretch to counteract all the sitting and hunching that we do all day. Flip it all the way over, planting the right palm to the floor, bring the right knee into your chest. Then send the right leg all the way back to your three-legged dog. Keep the right leg there, inhale, shift forward to high plank. Plant the right foot down, lower for chaturanga, and then inhale, roll forward for upward facing dog, and then exhale, send the hips back for down dog. Bend your knees and come all the way down to a child's pose. Take a couple of breaths here just to rest and reset. We're going to meet back in a downward facing dog. And then we're going to extend the left leg all the way up. Bend the left knee and we're going to open the hip one more time. Really pull the heel closer to your bum here and push through your shoulders. Bring your left knee to chest and then send your left leg all the way through for fallen start, bringing your right arm up. Push your hips higher, and then bring your right palm to the floor. Bring your left knee to chest and send it all the way back for three-legged dog. Bend the left knee, plant the left foot in between the palms, coming all the way up to your warrior two, with your right foot at 90 degrees. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Make sure you can see your left big toe. And sink the hips down a little deeper. Staying here for one more breath, gazing towards your fingertips. Then inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, rebend. And take the left forearm to the left thigh for your side angle pose. Gaze up and over towards your right fingertips, bicep to ear if you can. You can stay here or you can plant the left palm to the floor for a deeper stretch. Or you can take a bind. So you're going to reach your right arm all the way back and your left arm underneath. Try and grab your fingertips, or if you can, grab your wrist and look up towards the ceiling. Sink the hips down a little deeper. If you're bound, release the bind, and we're going to take the left palm a little bit in front of our left foot. Place the right hand on the hip and shift the weight forwards into the left leg, coming to your half moon pose. Don't worry if you wobble, wobbles are normal. You can stay here, or you can extend your right arm in line with your left. Or if you want a more advanced position, you can reach your right arm all the way back to grab your right foot. Press your foot into your hand here and really open up the heart. Keep focus and really ground the bottom foot into the floor. If you're bound, release. Then take a big step back all the way to warrior two. Inhale to reverse the warrior. And exhale, windmill the arms all the way to the floor. Step back to high plank. Lower for chaturanga and inhale for your upward facing dog. Exhale, send the hips back for your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Bend the right knee and open up the hip. Pull your heel closer to your bum, pressing through the shoulders here. Then bring your right knee into your chest and take your right leg all the way through for your fallen star on the other side. Left arm extends overhead and push the hips up. Take the left palm to the floor, bring the right knee in and send it all the way back for your three-legged dog. Inhale, bend the knee and plant it in between the palms, coming up to your warrior two. Make sure your knee is above your ankle here, your shoulders are in line, and sink the hips down a little deeper. Taking one more breath here. Inhale to straighten the front knee, and then exhale, rebend. Take the right forearm to right thigh and extend the left arm overhead. Gaze towards your fingertips here, or to go deeper, take your right palm to floor, or you can bind. So send the left arm all the way back and the right arm under. Grab your fingertips or your wrists and try and pull your chest back a little bit more here. Take one more breath. Then if you're bound, release. Plant the right palm to floor, taking it a little bit in front of your right foot. Left hand on hip and shift the weight all the way forwards to your half moon pose. You can stay here. You can extend the left arm above as we did before. Or you can bend the left knee, reach the left arm all the way back and grab hold of your foot. Push your hand into your foot here to really deepen into the position and open up your chest. Stay here for one more breath. If you're bound, release and take a big step back to your warrior two. Inhale to reverse the warrior. And then exhale, windmill the arms to the floor and step back to plank. Lower all the way down for your chaturanga. And inhale, roll forward, thighs off for upward facing dog. Really pull the chest through here. And then exhale, send the hips back for down dog. Press through the shoulders here and really push the heels into the floor for 2 more breaths. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step or jump to the front of the mat, coming to a halfway lift. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor for forward fold. And inhale, sweep the arms, come to your chair pose. Exhale to Tadasana, mountain pose. Really press your feet into the ground here and take 1 deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Bend the right knee and step it all the way back so you're facing the long side of the mat. Bring your heels to turn inwards and your toes outwards. And we're going to take the hands into a prayer position behind our back. If this is too strong, you can grab the elbows and then bend the knees and sink the hips down. Feel the fire build in the quads and sink the hips down a little bit deeper if you can. Inhale to straighten the legs. Release the palms and bring the toes to face the side of the mat so your feet are parallel. Clasp your hands behind your back and inhale to lean back for a back bend. And then exhale, fold all the way forward, taking your head to the floor. You can wiggle your shoulders here to get yourself further down. And make sure you can feel it in the hamstrings by shifting your weight slightly forwards. Stay here for 1 more breath. Sending the crown of your head further down. Release the palms and bring them to the floor, coming to halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeper, palms to floor. You can stay here if this is enough, or you can take your hands out to the side and grab your ankles to pull yourself deeper. Or if you want to take a big toe bind, then go for it. Fold a little deeper on the exhales. And then inhale, palms to floor, walk all the way forwards to the front of the mat, framing the front foot. Step back to your high plank and send your hips back for downward facing dog. Come to a child's pose. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Then come up to sit on your knees. We're going to take camel pose today, where there's a few different variations, so you can just have a little bit of a chill and watch at the variations to see which suits your body today. So the first one is we place our left hand on our lower back and really sweep the right arm over, pressing the hips all the way forward. Come back to center, place the right palm on the lower back, sweep the left arm back. Come back to center. You can place the left palm to the heel, sweeping the right arm over, pushing the hips forward. Come back to center and then place the right palm to the right heel, sweep the left arm all the way back and round. Or the final variation, you can take the left palm behind the left foot and sweep all the way around. So there's a bigger distance this time. And then take the right palm beyond the right foot and sweep the left arm all the way around. Come back to center and decide which variation you're going to take today. Prepare yourself, your body, your mind. Tuck the tailbone in. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, send the left palm back, sweep the right arm all the way over. Come back to center. Take the right palm back, sweep the left arm over. Come back to center. Left palm back. Come back to center, and right palm back. Take one more sweep in your own time. And then come back to center, palms to the floor. Tuck the heels under and take a yogi squat here. Rock from side to side here just to release the hips. You can roll the wrists here as well. And round the back while you're in your yogi squat, just to counterbalance all the back bending we've just done. We're gonna do another round here. So you can stick with the variation you took before, or you can take it a little bit deeper here and watch the variations. So you can tuck your back toes under, reach your hands back to touch your heels, and then send your hips all the way forward using your glutes. If it feels nice, take your head back. Then use your core to bring you back to your center. Or you can untuck the toes and reach all the way back to the heels, sending the weight all the way forward, squeezing the glutes. Use your core again to bring you back. Or finally, a more advanced variation. Come all the way up on your knees, palms to heart center. Really squeeze your core here to keep you taut and tight, and use your thighs to send you back. So you're going to hinge at the knees here. You can send the head back if that feels nice, but you're really using your glute and your core strength. Use your core to bring you back up to center. Choose your variation here and prepare. Take an inhale, and then exhale, reach back and send your hips all the way forwards. If it feels nice to take your head back, you can. And stay here for one more breath. Think about how wonderful you're going to feel with your perfect posture and how confident you're going to feel. Then squeeze your core, send your hips slightly back, really squeeze the tummy, and come all the way back up. Release the palms to floor. And we're going to sink back to the hips and take the legs all the way around to the front for our counter postures. A seated forward fold. So really extend the legs out in front of you, reach the arms overhead. Take an inhale to reach higher. And exhale, fold all the way down. Hands reach out in front of you. They can be on your shins or on your feet or on your ankles, but make sure you round the back here to counteract the back bending that we've just done. Stay here for a couple more breaths. See if you can go a little bit deeper on your exhales, if you can round the back a little bit more. Then on the inhale, really slowly roll all the way up. And we're going to take it all the way down to the floor to lie down on your back. Hips go high for your shoulder stand. Try and create one straight line here. So flex the feet and squeeze the legs up higher. Hands behind your back to support you. Then when you're ready, take the legs back behind you for your Halasana pose. The legs are straight back behind you. They may be at the floor, they may be higher like mine, as long as you can feel it in your hamstrings. Then bend your knees, and we're going to cover our ears with our knees. Really rounding the back here, this should feel really nice. Release the palms to the floor, and then we're going to straighten the legs again and roll down really gently, vertebra by vertebra, with straight legs all the way to the floor. Bend your knees, plant your feet onto the floor, and give yourself a nice hug and a squeeze. Rock from side to side here, just to massage the lower back. Then take your knees all the way over to the left side. You can cross them over if you want a deeper stretch. And then your right arm is at a right angle and gaze over to the right side. Bring the knees back to center, and then take them all the way over to the right side, looking over to your left side. You can cross the legs again if you did on the other side. Bring the knees back to center and give yourself a nice big squeeze. Inhale, and then exhale, release all the way back and down for your Savasana. Rock the head from side to side just to release out the neck. And sink your hips down a little bit deeper. Let your fingers naturally curl and your feet just fall out to the side. Take an inhale through the nose. And then open the mouth and exhale. One more time. Inhale through the nose. And open the mouth and exhale. Gently bring some awareness back to your body, wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. You can rock your head from side to side here. And when you're ready, roll onto your preferred side and take a couple of deep breaths. Gently come all the way back up to your seated position. Crossing your legs and gently closing the eyes. Roll your shoulders all the way back and feel how much nicer that feels after this class. Thank yourself for getting on your mat today, bringing your palms to your heart center. And inhale to bring the thumbs up to the forehead. Namaste. Thank you for joining today's class. I hope you liked it, and I will be posting another video next week, which may be slightly more challenging. See you in the next video.